go here on First Take, Aaron Rodgers appeared on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, speaking for the first time since the season ended. He said his future is still up in the air as the Steelers have not made any offers. He also praised Mike McCarthy, his former coach and new Steelers head coach, and says he has kept in touch with GM Omar Khan. Here is Aaron Rodgers.
There hasn't been any progressive conversations. I love Mike, and Mike and I have kept in contact over the years. I've had conversations with Omar. I really, I think Omar, enjoyed having me there. I think the guys, had a positive response, to our time together. But again, there hasn't been any deadline set on me. There hasn't been any contract, floated, in front of me for me to well, we're giving you till, March the 8th to make a decision on this contract. There's been nothing to that respect.
Jay Mack and Kmart are back with us here on First Take. And so let's fast forward. Let's make decisions for the Steelers. What is better for Pittsburgh? Is it bringing back Aaron Rodgers or more maybe dabbling in free agency and bringing in a guy like Kyler Murray?
You asking me?
I'm asking you, girl.
Shay, at this point, the Steelers don't seem as though, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't seem as though they want to think about the future.
Yeah.
Like next season and the season after that. Because last year I thought they had an opportunity to sort of figure out what is going to be 4 years down the line, who's going to be our guy. And then they went the Aaron Rodgers route, which, okay. He won them games that just by virtue of from his neck up, just by being Aaron Rodgers, he won them a lot of games. However, this is a team that seems to always want to do Band-Aid moves when it comes to the quarterback. And the fact that they literally are waiting, I don't know what is happening, where they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers, except there hasn't been a contract offer. And Aaron Rodgers sounds like he wants to come back, and he's called himself a free agent, but he hasn't said he's definitely playing in 2026. They need each other. Because we saw last year what the team was able to do, being in that locker room several times last year. This locker room loves Aaron Rodgers, but I just don't think a Kyler Murray, I think that kind of confuses things.
I feel as though Kyler Murray would be a better answer for what you just said. They haven't made moves that bring the future into it. They could have drafted Jackson Dart last year and still brought Aaron Rodgers back and had him a part of the team and had a rookie quarterback in waiting to be able to develop and let him now get forward. They didn't do that. So now you're in the same situation you were in last year. And this isn't a knock or anything towards Aaron Rodgers. I just feel at this point, if you bring in a guy like Kyler Murray, who's only 28 years old, a first overall draft pick, somebody that's going to be hungry after being released from the Arizona Cardinals, you give yourself a chance to have a dual threat quarterback that you can try to build around, and he's not going to be expensive. He's going to be getting paid $35 million from the Arizona Cardinals, so you can get him on a deal that's cheaper for potentially a starting quarterback that you can try to see what he has. Can he get the ball to DK Metcalf? Can he make some of those same plays that we've seen splashes of in the past with Kyler Murray? Don't forget, this is a guy that's been highly productive when healthy for the Arizona Cardinals.
Interesting. Stephen A., what do you think?
The answer to this is Kyler Murray, but Aaron Rodgers is on my mind. And maybe he's on my mind because I got some stuff to deal with later on today in terms of Draymond Green talking about folks with terrible takes and no accountability and all of this stuff in the media. I'll deal with that later on my own platform and here as well, too. But let me say this. At some point in time, Kimberly, J-Mac, as a reporter, as a commentator that was a football player, are we allowed to say 1 + 1 = 2? I just want to know. Is that accountability? Are we allowed to say 1 + 1 = 2? I think we are, right? Why do I bring that up? So Aaron Rodgers comes on the Pat McAfee show, and we all know how I love the bad man that is Aaron Rodgers. We know how I feel about him. But you're on there praising Mike McCarthy. We kept in touch and acting like people are just, coming up with stuff. When it comes to whatever y'all relationship was like. Here's what we know. The last time Mike McCarthy was seen with Aaron Rodgers, he got fired in week 13 of the NFL season. Fired. We saw reports that the quarterback at the time, which was Aaron Rodgers, was accusing him of being a bit archaic. And in the immediate aftermath of that, y'all, Kimberly, correct me if I'm wrong, 2019, 2020, 2021. The Green Bay Packers went 13-3 each season after he departed. Mm-hmm. So why would it be wrong for us to say, we ain't trying to hear about that marriage again? When you got divorced, look at the success you had. And whatever Mike McCarthy was then, it can't possibly be better now. Ain't nobody thinking that. So I respect the hell where Aaron Rodgers is coming from. But the fact that Mike McCarthy is there, let him coach Kyler Murray. Let him coach Will Howard. Because it's fair for us to deduce that if it didn't work out with y'all in the end when you were in your mid-30s, why should we believe it's going to work out with y'all when you're approaching 43 years of age in December?
Maybe you've grown.
Is that fair?
That is fair, but my counter to that would be maybe you've grown, you've matured, you've learned things at your various
Some married
stops.
people.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers has gotten older.
Right.
He's gotten older now.
True.
So he's not the same player is what I'm saying. It's not like you inheriting him again in his mid-30s. I got that part. But the point is that he's aged, and he's not what he used to be. So when he was in his prime and it wasn't working out with y'all, how's it going to work while he approaching 43 years of age? Is that not a fair question to ask?
It is fair, but we got to leave this here because we have some major breaking news out of the NFL. We'll get to it right after.
Says he's still undecided about his future after speaking publicly for the first time. Again, with McAfee, he said he's not been given a deadline by the Steelers. He also said there's not been a contract offer on the table. And then he praised in a lengthy fashion his former coach and the new Steelers coach, Mike McCarthy. Give a listen.
I don't give a about how old he is, how long he's been in the league, or the trend of the new young, play caller who's called, who's been on the staff of one of the Shanahan disciples. Like, it seems like that's kind of the hot thing. I get that. Like, there's a lot of great scheme in there, but there's something to an old school organization. The Pittsburgh Steelers definitely are, just like the Green Bay Packers were, and bringing in a guy not only who brings accountability and in a program that's proven to work at multiple places now, but he's a yinzer.
For those who don't know what that means, a yinzer is what people in Pittsburgh call each other and themselves. So, and when that is true, he is a Western Pennsylvania guy through and through. This was his dream job through and through. And Kmart, there will be people who will say, well, here's Rodgers making everybody wait again.
Yeah.
In my opinion, on this level, that's at least a little bit unfair. He says they haven't made him an offer yet, right? They're just kind of talking at this point.
Him and McAfee, they talked about a lot of things on that show. But one thing that I thought was interesting was Rodgers has never said, like, I'm definitely coming back. But he also referred to himself as a free agent. So we think he's coming back, but the Steelers have not offered him a contract. Now, I spoke to their GM, Omar Khan, at the Combine, and I was asking, what is the deadline? And he said, there is no deadline per se, but it won't drag out like last year. Remember, Rodgers didn't show up until June. Keep in mind, free agency starts next week, March 11th, and we're less than 50 days away from the draft. So they need to know what they're doing.
That's exactly right. And so here's my question for you. I'll put it in as simple form as I can. Is Rodgers going back to the Steelers a good idea for him, and is it a good idea for them?
I think it's a good idea for Aaron Rodgers. He liked it in Pittsburgh last year. Mike McCarthy, there's a relationship there. On the other side of it for Pittsburgh, you have to start to think about your future. That doesn't mean you don't bring Aaron Rodgers back, but the draft is coming up. If you like a guy like Ty Simpson, you can bring back Aaron Rodgers on a one-year deal and still draft a Ty Simpson. I'm okay with them bringing Aaron Rodgers back. I know everyone's reaction is he's old, you just need to move on. But with what the quarterback situation is right now, bringing Aaron Rodgers back may be in the best interest of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Harry, same question to you. Is it a good idea for him? Is it a good idea for them?
It's a good idea for Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think so. I don't think it's a good idea for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What they should be doing right now, in my opinion, is exhausting every possibility to bring in a quarterback, whether it's free agency. And you have a few guys. When you look at Mac Jones, can you go try to trade for him? Kyler Murray is going to be released by the Arizona Cardinals. You also have Malik Willis that's going to be a free agent. Can you exhaust the possibility of bringing one of those guys in a free agency? But then, like J-Mac just said, can you also look at the draft? And if the quarterback Ty Simpson is there at number 21, you can take him if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, or if you decide to move up in the draft and take Ty Simpson. I do like that call. I think Pittsburgh, they're in a place where they need to start planning for their future. Aaron